Joining me now, celebrity and royal commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, young New York singles have told the New York Post that being MAGA is more attractive now than ever before. It's never been a better time to date as a conservative, said CJ Pearson, co-chair of the GOP Youth Advisory Council. He added, being conservative right now is the coolest it's ever been. And that women want to be with a guy who's and I quote, a provider who they feel safe around. Is that been your experience, Kinsey? I know you're not in New York, but you get around. Is being conservative the hot, cool thing now?
I think it's certainly more accepted. In Hollywood, you would never dare admit who you voted for if you were a conservative, because not only would it cost you a job, it would cost you friends. And with this particular organization, it helps that they're pretty funny and clever. One of the socials bringing young conservative singles together is called Make America Hot Again. So, I mean, obviously you're going to see that on a flyer or a Facebook invite, and it's going to pique your curiosity, and you're going to say, I want to know what that's about.
Well, I think it has been noted throughout the election campaign that sometimes you could just pick the party by the appearance of the supporters. Make of that what you will. Now, season 3 of Sex and the City spin-off Just Like That is out, and the first episode features a guest appearance from Rosie O'Donnell playing a virgin nun named Mary, naturally. Now, Mary meets Miranda, played by Cynthia Nixon, and Mary, the virgin nun, after meeting Miranda at a lesbian bar, they end up in bed together, Kinsey. I mean, I would rather stick thumbtacks in my eyes than watch this mess.
Welcome to hell. You know, and just like that is disappointing to so many fans, because it forgets what made Sex and the City fun in the first place. Bold friendship, fearless humor, and smart, flawed women. The original was witty, irreverent, and sharp. The reboot, it's like everyone's been lobotomized and handed a BuzzFeed article on how to sound progressive. The jokes are awkward and the dialogue feels more like a lecture than banter. And you're right. If I could, I'll never unsee what I just witnessed on your show, Rita. I'm filing a complaint. Rosie needs to put a shirt on.
I don't blame you. Yeah, that series, even Sex and the City itself, I argue, jumped the shark after a few years. Yes, it was great to begin with, and then it deteriorated in a quick time. Now, Australian Deborah Lee Furness has finally filed for divorce from Hugh Jackman, citing betrayal, and nice guy Hugh responded by posting this the following day. Note the music and the lyrics. So Kinsey, Hugh Jackman is being called out for that, rightfully so. Explain to my audience who may not be familiar with that song and the lyrics why he's being called out.
Well, look, I think the big scandal here is the affair, the alleged affair, I should say, with actress Sutton Foster. And Deborah was so gracious and kind and spoke out about the traumatic journey of betrayal last week, saying that their split was a profound wound that cuts deep. And for Hugh to be so insensitive, people do believe that the betrayal is Sutton, who Hugh recently moved into his home. And this is just on top of all of the chaos surrounding his relationship. That he bought
with Deborah Lee Furness, the home they bought together, which would be an extra wound to deal with.
Absolutely. And she stood by him when he was a no one, you know, and helped elevate him and cheerlead him into this amazing career that he has today. So I do think that he's jeopardizing his career, because on top of this, he has the association and the scandal with Ryan Reynolds, who, you know, he very well could be drawn into the Justin Baldoni lawsuit thanks to text messages and things like that. So he needs to tread lightly.
Oh, he certainly does. I think the gracious thing would have been just to say nothing, but to post something like that, it's not only juvenile, it's so dismissive of his former wife's hurt, and she was quite brave in being forthcoming about the betrayal and how deeply it cut her. Now let's talk about Ashley Sinclair. We haven't talked about her for a few weeks. She's one of the latest Elon baby mamas. Now she has said that Elon, and she's done another interview this time with the New York Times, and she says Elon fathered another child, this time with a Japanese pop star, and he told an ex that he would offer his sperm to anyone. Kinsey, are we going to see women just forming an orderly queue here? What's this about? Surely Elon isn't going to be just fathering children with random women.
I mean, he has so many kids. Ancestry.com has started fundraising for a bigger server. There's not enough space. The family tree is now a forest. And if he'll just give his sperm to anybody, I'm like, is Amber Heard a possibility? I know I'm the only one that's beating the drum weekly, but I'm like, this is getting a little too suspicious. Based on what he was willing to pay Ashley, yes, women would line up and they would keep their mouth shut and they would have his baby.
I'm just surprised she's doing more interviews. I just don't know why she wants to be in the spotlight, because a lot of the baby mums apparently don't want that. They're quite happy to raise the kids without the fanfare. Meghan Markle is said to be teaming up with Beyonce's mum, Tina Knowles, for a surprise podcast episode. Can't wait for this, Kinsey.
Yeah, I know. We're both so thrilled, right? So this is after completing the initial 8-episode run. Meghan announced that she's releasing this additional episode with Beyonce's mom on Tuesday. And some of us are trying to understand why she's returning to her entertainment roots here, or even the archetypes failed format. The shift away from the show's original focus on founders and entrepreneurs is raising eyebrows. And some of us are interpreting it as a calculated rebrand, but there are others that are arguing that this is just, she's trying to go out with a bang. I think it's odd. Is she going to teach us? What is Tina going to, is Meghan going to try to become a momager to Lily? That's my question. Is that the next route we're going?
Well, if that's what she wants to do, she should get Kris Jenner on, because I think Kris Jenner is one of those people who got that jar of jam, and she's the best at that role, much better than Tina Knowles, because really her daughters don't seem to have any obvious talents, and all of them are just enormously rich and famous. Before you go, just on Meghan, Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz have hired Meghan's lawyer to help them with their reputation management amid continuing reports of rifts within the family. Is that really wise? I wouldn't have thought Harry and Meghan's reputations were the best in the industry.
Right. Why stop there? Go ahead and hire the captain of the Titanic while you're at it. Hiring their crisis team or their lawyers or whatever is like asking for a match to put out a fire. It only makes things worse. And now everyone is watching. So good luck. Thoughts and prayers to Brooklyn and his wife.
Well, this is a little bit sad, though, to see Brooklyn falling out with his mum and dad, because David and Victoria Beckham, they've always presented this image of having this very united, close family, and to have their eldest son kind of be estranged because of his partner. No one wants to see that. Kinsey Schofield, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time tonight.